We here!
Yes, sir!
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the 6ixYardBox podcast. You're listening to episode 89 of the program where club football is finally back. Blake is elated. Blake is also 21, as am I. Antoine, I mean, you still have to hold December.
Happy birthday.
But
Happy birthday to you, too.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Well, on the day of recording, which is today, it's Julian's actual birthday.
Yes.
That's
There's nothing-
dedication, you know.
Hey, you know what, lads? I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I have a big test in 2.5 hours I have not studied a minute for. But there's nowhere I'd rather be right now than
I like
recording
that.
pod. Yep.
What test is it?
Sociology of
Can't
food
even
and
tell you
eating.
Yeah, there he is. It's over.
Sosa food and eating.
Okay.
You could tell how elated I am for that
Yeah,
test.
good luck.
Oh my god. Yeah, I did 6 practice questions yesterday. I got 4 out of 6. I'm like, that's enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be fine.
Speaking of, we all did well on the legal exam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why, I assume. 'Cause
Yeah.
I think everyone did fine on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate the mother.
The ones that
we're-
get the 90s?
No. We're a little mature now, so
Yeah.
like we're not in first year anymore, so we could say this. Like, I hate the motherfuckers that be asking for your mark.
Yeah.
How'd you do? Oh my god,
Yeah.
how'd you do? Oh my god.
It's looking me, though.
I do in person. Like, I do the people I
In
know.
person, fine, but like when you
Over
text
the
the group,
yeah,
when you text the group
it's
chat
a bit
saying like,
much.
"Oh my god, guys, marks are out." 3 hours later, what'd y'all get?
Yeah, I know, bro. It's so annoying.
Oh, thanks for asking. I got an 89.
No, I agree. It's
Yeah,
annoying.
Anyways, feeling very good today. It's usually a weird feeling now because we're getting to the age where it's actually a flex to be younger.
I know.
But we still have a couple years to go till I'm like dreading my birthday.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Anyways, big dinner tonight,
Big dinner tonight.
which is not at Nando's.
No?
my first birthday dinner in years. I'm not having Nando's.
That's unbelievable.
We've upgraded. Anyways, more important business on the docket today is that club football is finally back, boys. No more
Yes.
international break.
Although I will say that international break wasn't too bad.
Yeah, this one
wasn't
was,
the worst.
This one was
The one in
really
April,
good, yeah.
the one that doesn't have international break, like for months before it, is usually not the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we're almost at the point in the season where we could do with a break.
Yeah.
You know? Anyways, with our hard jobs covering the sport. Overall, lads, we've only had, I think, 3 Prem games, an FA Cup match, and then a couple of like other games in Europe to really cover. We're missing some big games here. It's currently Wednesday morning here in Toronto. And later, we're going to have a slate of 6 Premier League games. We're also going to be missing Atletico versus Barcelona, a Milan derby. So it's not the most ideal time of day to be potting right now, but there's no other time that can make it work.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's some great games today.
There are some great games today that we're going to be missing, but we're going to be back on Monday talking
So-
about it anyways.
Let me offer up a suggestion.
Oh,
Go ahead.
go
No,
on.
let me offer up a scenario.
Okay.
Oh, here we go. If Arsenal,
Let's say Liverpool loses today.
No chance.
That's 9
No
points.
chance.
what's the gap?
That'll be
Maybe
9
points.
It'd be 9.
Stop.
Chat, like, is it back on?
Mm-mm.
It's not. I know, but it'd be fun. It'd be interesting. I think if you guys are not, well, you guys are Arsenal haters and you want my team to do
We're
well.
not
No, you
Arsenal.
are. So I understand that you want Liverpool to win.
No,
Once
no,
is
no,
Lake,
no.
we're Arsenal haters.
No,
You
you know
are.
what? No.
We're not.
Listen. So it's been a couple of weeks, been a couple of months actually since the City Arsenal debacle, and I've kind of warmed up to you guys a little bit more lately. Like I wouldn't mind if you guys
Same
beat
guy
Real
saying he
Madrid.
wanted his rivals to win the league over Arsenal. Just saying.
I did for a little bit there. And like I'm still a little bit indifferent to be honest about.
Yeah.
But if you did win the league this season, I wouldn't be like, fuck that kid and his happiness.
Yeah.
I'd be happy for you. Same thing if you do well next season because there are rumors that you're gonna have a big transfer window and that
did see that.
could maybe mean that you're gonna have a
I'm
big.
on the same page for the Premier
2026.
League. However, full transparency, if you win the Champions League, I'm pissed.
That's
Why?
over his team.
Like,
Because you would have to probably beat PSG
yeah, fair.
and then beat probably one of the most informed teams in the world right now in Barcelona.
Yeah.
And,
And
you
Real
would
Madrid.
you'd just be on top of the world, isn't it?
That'd be an insane run. To be fair.
Yeah. Arguably one of the best. No, we're not gonna go there.
Well, now Saka's back, so
Yeah.
I guess you're missing Gabriel.
Should we just start there?
Let's go to Arsenal.
Oh,
It's been a while since we started a pod with Arsenal. Let's get into that.
I don't understand.
Don't understand what.
So happy he scored. Like, that's all I wanted to do was just rub it in your face that he scored.
This was inevitable, though. Like
This was inevitable.
Because he's class.
This is the best situation that we could have had us to because it's a tap in one. It's not a worldie, but he still scores. So it makes Blake happy. But also we have kind of that we kind of have the ammo where it's it's just a tap.
It wasn't a 25-yard
Everybody's happy.
curler like
Everybody's happy.
Yamal does every game. But look,
He said himself. Yamal does every game.
Yeah, but so does Saka. That's his trademark goal too. Anyway, whatever. The game itself, I couldn't really tell you. Like I was watching, but I'm kind of zoned
With
out
the
of.
tear going down your cheek
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
until that goal.
I've never refreshed a Fought Mob page and Twitter more just to see a lineup than I did yesterday because I wanted to see if he was starting or not.
Yeah.
Arguably, ultimately, I thought we played really well.
Yeah.
Like I thought we played fine. I thought we created a good amount of chances. You know, Mikel Merino has 6 goals in like 8 matches starting at striker,
That's great.
It's really impressive how he's transformed his game.
and he might be one of the most important signings we made. The most important signing we've made because if he wasn't last summer,
Okay.
if he wasn't there, then we're doing the Trossard Martinelli thing at striker. But we need them on the wing because we don't have a winger to play there either way. So
Yeah.
one of the best signings that obviously it wasn't for that position, but in hindsight, it's huge. Martinelli had an amazing game.
Yep.
He looked back to the Pucha Martinelli that we're used to. He was just cooking. Like he was just fearless. And I think if we can go into Real Madrid with that kind of attitude, that fearless attitude, I think that's what we have to do.
I think it's super unfortunate, however, that once you start having players back, more players get injured for you guys, and it's probably one of your most important players this season in Gabriel.
I know.
We haven't gotten an update yet. It just looked like a pull,
Yeah,
which is good, but also like that could be a
It's
couple
like 2
weeks.
weeks.
Yeah,
but even 2 weeks, like this week and next week is Champions League.
I know. So
So-
it's unfortunate, but I don't know. I can't dwell on it because if I do, I'm just gonna get into this hole of sadness.
But it is unlucky, and when you saw Timber fall to his
Yeah,
feet later in the game, it brought even more worries.
misery compiler, but he looks to be fine. But yeah, the Saka goal, I think, just epitomizes what he means to this fan base. Like when he came on, the reception he received, when he touched the ball for the first time, the reception he received, and when he ultimately is just there in the right spot getting the goal. Like, there's just nothing better than the player who everyone wants to succeed, who works so hard, who is like the fan favorite,
Well, yeah,
coming back from injury and just doing what he does best.
I was excited to watch him play. I told you this.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
excited to see him back on the pitch.
He
I
looked
think
fine.
I think he's an incredible player. I think football missed him. I think the Premier League missed him.
Facts.
There's a lack of ballers in Arsenal if Saka is not in that team.
Yeah.
Sure.
Agreed.
So seeing him back it was special, and I was excited. You think I'm an Arsenal and Saka hater, but I'm really not. I like watching football.
It's
I like
a football
watching Saka.
enjoyer. Exactly.
Fair.
I like watching Saka play.
Fair.
That first touch where he got praised, he lost the ball, but
He not on the touch though.
No,
he made the
later.
touch and then dribbled for 2 seconds, then lost the ball.
Yeah.
You're right.
yeah.
But you know what? It's okay. He's back.
But who's counting?
Yeah, it's good. There's not much else to say about this game, but yeah. But you guys sent me a tweet this morning about Berta apparently met with Nico Williams,
Mm-hmm.
which is huge. And Arteta said a couple days ago that he's expecting
A massive
a
window.
massive window.
Yep.
So this is exciting.
You guys are in talk with Gyökeres as well.
I saw that.
Guys.
And then there's the Zubamendi links a couple months back.
Like, what if we get Zuma?
Right now, I think you guys win the Premier League next year.
Unless City,
I think
City pull another City in this window, and they just end up being offensively good next year.
Yeah.
Just because, like, oh yeah, y'all must have forgot.
Yeah.
But beyond that, I don't think Liverpool's not going to be the same.
Yeah, I think
we
Liverpool's
haven't
gonna
have we
regress a
potted
little bit.
since the Trent news came out about
Oh, I
him
don't-
basically
No, we
going to
haven't.
Real Madrid.
No.
We'll touch on that when we touch on that, but they're not going to be the same next year. Salah is either going to be not at Liverpool or even higher in age and
Mhm.
won't be this same player to a historic standpoint.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't see why Arsenal can't do it outside of City being City.
Yeah.
You were saying Zubamendi?
Well, imagine we get Zubamendi, Nico Williams, and Gyökeres. Like,
That's a successful
That's
transfer window.
crazy.
that's a squad.
Yeah.
Yeah. You need more depth beyond that. Like you should bring in like some littler pieces. To
Yeah.
A left back.
some younger
backup left
guys to come off the
No,
bench. For
we
a
don't need a
couple
backup
years.
left back.
Yeah, you need depth.
No, Calafiori and
Yeah, true.
Miles Muscala. We need a
Miles
backup
Muscala.
center back, in my opinion, because I don't know if we're
Mhm.
happy with. Like, give me like another young random center back.
Mhm.
How long's Ben White up for?
I don't know, man. That's weird too.
And he's right back anyway, right? He plays.
I mean, he could probably play center back. He hasn't done it in a while, but anyway.
Yeah. No, I fully agree with you.
Vibes around Arsenal are decent right now, which they haven't been for a while.
I feel like it's been a little roller coaster, the vibes this season.
yeah.
Yeah.
If we somehow we
I think
We
essentially
get a result, man, against Real Madrid in the home leg.
I think it's possible. Like seriously.
all but like 3 teams in the Prem are in the state right now where they're just thinking about next season. We're like, oh, this season is whatever, but next season is
Yeah.
going to be massive for us. City are thinking that. Liverpool's not thinking that. They're trying to win the title. You're thinking that. The only other teams that are really focused on the here and now, Bournemouth probably, Forest.
Yeah, everyone fighting for the top 4.
Yeah.
Yes, which
Chelsea, City, Newcastle,
there's a couple teams there.
Yeah.
Brighton's in there, Villa, Bournemouth.
But basically everybody else, relegation teams are decided, basically.
Everyone, half the league's on the beach.
Facts. That's why I was saying, like, more about the United game, but I was like, oh, it's only Prem. It's only the Premier League. This game doesn't really matter that much.
Yeah.
And then you were kind of agreeing with me before you guys went up right after the Gabriel injury.
Yeah.
But
Fair
it is
enough.
what it is. That's kind of the feeling around Prem at the moment. But, yeah, still great to see it back.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah. Shall we touch on the other games
Sure.
from yesterday? Okay. Unless you have anything else to say about Arsenal?
No, I'm
No?
good.
How's the Smith Rowe performance? Ghosted?
Yeah. No, actually, I thought Adama was decent on the counter.
Okay.
They have a good squad. Like Fulham isn't bad by any means. Like they just have a solid squad with like a lot of decent pieces. Like they have no superstars, and I think that's kind of what they're missing if they ever wanted to make like a genuine push for like Europe, like Champions League, Europa League, Europe. They're missing that game breaker, like what Elise did with Crystal Palace and what those type of players. But they have a good squad. Like they're not bad at all.
Not at all.
But it's hard for them to get past that like 6, 7, or 7, 8, 9 kind of spot.
Facts. Okay. Let's move on to somebody that does have that talisman. Nottingham Forest, Man United.
Good
1-0 at the City ground.
I'm excited to hear what this guy has to say because he previewed something in the intro that I didn't really like. But anyways, continue.
Previewed something in the intro.
You said something when you were
When we were
introing the
testing
pod.
mics?
No. Yes, when we were testing
Yes.
mics, you said something that I wasn't really in agreement with.
And that was a little bit of an exaggeration, but when we were testing out, when we were doing our weekly mic checks, I go, we low-key dominate one of the best teams in the league.
And you have to look at it in context. There's a stat that shows that Nottingham Forest this season are the worst pressers in the league. They don't press. They're the team that presses the least. They're
that
happy
right?
to give up possession.
Interesting.
They're happy to let the other team play on the ball. And so the reason that you dominated is because that's literally how they play. They
Julian-
play on the counterattack.
Well,
Julian's just happy his team had the ball in the first place.
I was
That's where United
more
fans are right now.
I was more referring to the XG where I think we had 2 XG more than them. It says less on Fault Mob, but I was doing it off the XG Philosophy Twitter account that always posts it, who actually came up with the stat themselves. So I would see that as more reliable. But I digress. 23 shots to 8, 3 shots or 3 big chances to 0. Like usually you would see those stats before the game and you'd say like that's probably what Forest did to United. But thinking the other way around, surprising with this current United team. I think this is generally like one of our best performances under Amorim, and it's kind of a shame that we have fallen so much that I am putting any praise on us during a loss. But genuinely, like they are 3rd in the table right now, fighting for the Champions League. We are 15th around there. I don't know, 12th, 15th, 16th, same thing to me. And we have not looked very good on the ball, creating chances whatsoever under Ruben Amorim. So I'm happy a little bit that it's more, yesterday was more of a chance conversion issue than a chance creation issue. And it's an issue that I'd much rather have. So that is why I said that, like, I'm not that mad with the performance, seeing that in this context, performances is all I want to see over results in the Prem.
Yeah.
You know? Europa League, you know, any other trophy we'd be fighting for right now, which there aren't any, then I'd be obviously more concerned with the result. But this is the Premier League. Doesn't really matter. We're not fighting for anything. We're not going to get relegated. And all I want to do is set a good foundation for next year. And that's what I think these type of performances do. So I'm not that mad at it. Anthony Elanga, wow.
What a goal.
What a fucking goal.
I have a gripe with that.
Go
What?
on.
It's just overrated. Those like solo goals where they just run in a straight line.
Yeah.
It's a great goal.
You know what? I'm low key because the commentary, I have to say, glazing that
Which-
I was
so
glazing it too.
much.
Which you can
It's a good-
glaze
it's a great
because
goal.
Great goal.
it takes a lot of technical ability and speed to dribble the ball and go that fast and beat a bunch of players.
Son won a Puskas award for doing that.
And it never should have been that.
Yeah, fair.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a fantastic goal, but like I think
I think it just outlines the lack of physicality in United's team.
that's a good point.
Fair.
The
The
guy
lack of
literally
putting
just
in a challenge.
bulldozed himself through the midfield with nobody stopping him.
What a goal bridge clip we got off from that, by the way. Did you see it?
No.
Someone tackle him!
Yes.
Tackle him.
Yes.
Why is
Someone
tackle
put
him?
a foot in.
Tackle him.
Someone put a foot in. Take one for the team. I think it's Garnacho, the one that's second last or something like that. Why don't you just
Sent
take
in
one
a
for the team?
slide, yeah.
Just take one for the
Yeah.
team.
Genuinely, bro. I
You're
know.
not the last defender either, so you're not getting sent off for that.
It has to be Alanga, bro. And you know what? I'm seeing some small brain takes like, why would United sell him? Why didn't United keep a talent like that? Bro, he would not be half the player if he had stayed at Man United over going to a Forest or some kind of smaller team because we can't develop players. Garnacho hasn't
Is
been
Forest a smaller team?
Yes.
It's not.
Sorry.
What?
I'm sorry.
What?
No, big
Um,
up to him though. Like, you say there's small brain takes, but for a guy that was considered like surplus to requirement at United, he's balling out now.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. I'm not taking anything away from that. It's just that there's the notion that, like, why do we sell him when we could use his talent right now, assuming that he would be the same player
6
if we had
goals,
kept
8
him the whole
assists
time.
this season.
having
He's
a
been great.
crazy
That's a
season.
great
He's
little
been
season.
great.
He's been one of their best players this season.
Like, I'd
Yeah.
love for Martinelli to have those stats. Like, shit.
I was talking about the lack of physicality, and it literally 20 minutes later, Alanga goes on that same exact.
Oh my
run.
God, yes.
And I think was it Lenny Oro that puts in a challenge. At the
I think it
end?
was Dorgu or something, but yeah,
It could have happened literally again. Like,
Right.
I know.
but that's how Forest play. They hit you hard on the counterattack. We've seen it so many times this season. I think we need to praise them a little bit because,
Yeah.
lads, like they're third in the Premier League. They're neck and neck with fucking Arsenal.
100%. 100%.
The
Yeah.
job that Nuno Espirito Santos is doing with this team. Let's remember, Nuno Espirito Santos was sacked from Tottenham after 1 month or so.
We put him in F tier, I think.
We did put him in F tier.
That is a underrated
horrible.
howler from
Well,
the 6ixYardBox podcast.
At the time.
It was
you know?
pre Premier League season though.
Yeah.
It was just after the beginning of the
Yes,
Premier
but-
League season. We were like, they've had a good 5 games, but
Yeah.
Was it? It was
Yeah.
5 games in.
yeah.
But no,
something
the
like that.
job that he has been doing, seriously, it's he made this Nottingham Forest team have an identity. And you look all across the pitch and you seriously think now that every single player there is a quality player. And I think the job that Nuno Espirito Santos is doing is seriously, it's incredible.
Yeah.
Look at that center back partnership this season might be the best in the league.
Murillo's
Murillo
goal
and
line clearance.
Milinkovic.
Did you see Murillo's goal line
Yes, at
clearance
the-
at,
at the
at
end.
the very end,
Yeah.
the last second? We put Harry Maguire on as striker. That's how far we've fallen. And he had like 2 great chances right at the end of the game. And one of them, he literally had it happen, and Murillo cleared it off the line. I was so heated.
Saka would have scored it. I bet you.
Well, fucking
Well,
obviously.
Saka's not a fucking center back, is he? He also had a point blank header,
Did he?
and it went out for a throw in.
Oh, God. Harry Maguire. The
How
gift
did we
that was-
not predict this team to do good this season?
Forest?
Yes.
Because
Like now I look back at like you look at the squad and
Yeah,
if
but
I'm making predictions, I'm looking at the squad and I see quality.
no, but you do. But Morgan Gibbs White was not supposed to be the player he is right now.
Morgan Gibbs White
No,
he was
he was
a
rated.
player last
He was
season that was
rated.
good.
Yeah.
There's players last season that were worse.
it's
that we
more
might
like
have
the
thought.
Ryan Yates, the Alas,
The Chris Woods.
the Alangas, the
But
Chris
I-
Woods.
That's no though. Like Chris Wood was. I can say the same thing about Chris Wood.
Well, he was
This guy's like multiple.
Awoniyi was the
multiple.
The,
like,
Awoniyi was their main
multi-
outlet last year.
No one was predicting Matt Sells to be one of the best keepers in the Prem this season. You know?
I just lowered my share.
Did you just?
That's crazy.
I found it.
That was
There
funny. That was
I mean,
funny.
fair.
But like, I mean, you look on paper. Like before this season, you would say Brighton has a better team
Nah,
on
we're
paper.
dragging
Villa
the
has a better
boys.
team
Are
on
we?
paper. Brentford, Newcastle
were
have a better
dragging
team on paper. Even Palace, like, it is surprising. You have
Like
to
no
say.
one thought Anthony like Alanga.
But
was
he's
gonna-
still a quality player.
Oh, now you're
Was
way
he-
too high.
I am.
Jesus.
I don't know. I think we're just look. Hindsight is 2020.
Facts.
Like it's so easy to just. But fair. I mean, fair. It's a debate.
It is a debate.
It's a debate.
No. I think this speaks to the level of how deep the Prem is now. Like we were just talking about Fulham, how they don't have that talismanic nature, but just the team and the depth and the unity in that and there's like 5-10 more Fulhams beyond that in this league, and that's why this league is so tough. I think it's significantly harder than it was even just a couple of years ago. Maybe like you don't have as many stars, like the cream of the crop that is like rising to the top, but the depth of the league and how hard it is week to week has risen so far in even just recently. Like you have Forest competing in terms of like transfer fees and paying wages with like the AC Milans of the world.
Yeah.
When you have that happening, you're gonna have a league of teams that can present you a challenge no matter where you are.
Except for when they play Liverpool. They seem to shit the bed. But
Well, they beat Liverpool.
I don't mean
You're talking in
Forest,
general.
I mean teams in general.
He's really mad about
Salt
that,
is
huh?
crazy.
I am, bro.
Wow.
I am.
Bro has not matured at 21. I'm kidding.
I
I'm kidding.
have
I'm
been.
kidding. I'm kidding.
Liverpool have had the easiest season of all time this year. Or like no
Okay, what are you talking
injuries,
about?
like their best player is just like they're having a Ballon d'Or worthy season. Like it's like everything that could have gone right for them has gone right for them. You know what I mean? It's been one of those seasons.
Well, obviously,
for
you need a bit of
Liverpool.
luck in to win a
Of
Premier
course,
League.
but that doesn't mean I
But
can't
it's
be
not,
annoyed.
it's not been the easiest season ever, lad.
Well, sure, but they've had with Arne Slot coming in, this is like the best they could have expected. No one expects them to win the Champions League, so whatever. They got out early. But with Arne Slot coming in,
nobody was expecting Liverpool to win the league with
well,
Arne
that's
Slot
what I'm
coming in.
saying. So this is the best they could have expected. This is the best they could have asked for. It's been such an easy and joyful ride for them, and that pisses me off.
I don't think it's been easy. They've
It
came back.
has been easy. This Premier League season, haven't done. There's been
So you're
the
shitting on
past
them.
10 weeks have been easy for them.
So you're shitting on them for doing good.
I'm not shitting on them. I'm saying that they've had like
if
a
Arsenal were top of the league, would you consider it easy?
no, because we had 7,000 injuries.
Okay. Fair.
And that, but okay, maybe easy not the right word.
To be
It's-
fair, Liverpool at the beginning of the season also had injuries, and I remember Arne
my
Slot
God,
saying,
we're
"No, I remember Arne Slot saying the only time it's a problem when it's injuries is when you're not getting results," and he was getting results.
yeah, and his injuries lasted like 2 weeks.
I mean, there was still injured
No.
players. There's still key players injured, and he still managed
Yeah.
to get points out of
my
that.
God. Yeah, key players injured for a week is different than your best
It
player.
wasn't a week.
There
was players out for
There's a
months.
stat, and it's like it's the discrepancy between the two
Yeah,
is,
but
is crazy.
Regardless, your point of
But
it
why does
being
that even
an
matter,
easy
dude?
league, it just doesn't make sense.
No, I'm not saying it's an easy league.
All right, easy season is what you're saying.
Easy season maybe is not what I'm trying to get across. I'm saying that everything that could have gone right for them this season, that they would have wanted them to gone right, the best they could have asked for is happening
Like they've had,
in this season.
they've
that-
been spectacular.
Why is no one agreeing with
That
me on this
alludes
take?
to the
Fuck.
quality of the players.
They've been spectacular this year. Like you can't
Yeah,
take
that's
away
what I'm
from
saying.
it.
Who's taking away from shit?
You.
I'm just saying everything they could have wanted to happen this season is happening, and it's annoying because I don't like Liverpool.
I just think that alludes to the players and the
Sure.
That's a
managers.
testament
Sure.
to how good they've been playing.
Sure. I'm saying that everything they could have wanted has been happening.
So it's luck.
seemed
So it's
being
easy.
a Liverpool fan has been easy this season.
Well,
If
yeah,
that's
just
more
like
what I
just
mean.
like how being a Real Madrid fan is usually easy because they win everything, but that's because they're good.
Yeah, exactly. But no one expected Liverpool to be good.
Doesn't mean it's easy.
But being a fan of them has been easy this season because
Okay,
they've
so
won
now you're saying
everything
it's
and they've
when
had
you're
no
a fan.
competition. The
It's
only bad
different,
thing
though.
that's happened to this season
But it's
has been-
different. If you're saying it's easy as a fan,
So I'm
it's
changing my take then. Am I allowed
okay.
to do that?
Very
Yeah, it
much.
hasn't been really hard as a fan, but then you look at the Champions League, you look at the Carabao Cup final.
Yeah, but
that
they didn't.
lost.
No one expected them. Carabao Cup, sure.
Well, I mean,
no one expected them to win
but,
that.
But with the expectations that they had set going into the round of 16, they were looked at as the best team in the world. They were looked at as the team
Hindsight's
to beat Newcastle.
2020. We just said that.
But I'm just saying, like, you have to look at the expectations that they set for themselves.
Yeah, at the beginning of the season, they wouldn't have
at
had
the
that.
time of them playing the Champions League round of 16, and at the time of them playing
Hindsight,
the final.
hindsight.
It's not hindsight.
Well,
Look at the expectations of
wait,
Liverpool
yes, it
this
is.
season.
No, it's
You
not.
have a whole season of hindsightedness to put your expectations. For
Like
the
if you go back
Champions
to the beginning of the season, nobody expected Liverpool to win the league. Like
Exactly.
literally, the
Why are
experts
we
had them at
fighting?
like a
What is
5%
happening?
chance.
You guys just love to fight with me. I'm just saying. I literally changed my take to it being a fan of them has been easy this season, and now you guys are still trying to.
But I also don't think it's been easy this season.
Sure, I can't. I
the
actually
Premier
can't win
League,
an
maybe.
argument. I can't win an argument.
But
man.
in Europe, no.
Bro, if you fucking told Liverpool fans this season that they're gonna lose in the Carabao Cup final, they're gonna lose in the round of 16 in the Champions League, but they're gonna win the goddamn league for like what, the second time in the Premier League's history, they would be over the moon.
Absolutely.
So like, I'm right.
it's been a good year to be a Liverpool fan. You have to acknowledge that. But like,
It's just been like
I don't understand the relevance of your point. Like it's been easy. Like
because
Why does it matter?
It doesn't, because we're on a football podcast and I can talk about my feelings towards the team.
All right.
Like, you know what I mean?
All right.
Just like for you guys, it's been like not even like indifferent probably. The expectations that you guys set for this season for United
It's been a little worse than indifferent. I don't know.
near the end has been
We are
seeming
15th, so I don't know.
and that seems normal now, right? Same with Tottenham. Like, I don't know.
It hasn't
it's-
been normal. No, this season's been atrocious. Like nobody is accepting mediocrity in the long term.
fair.
No, I'm just saying. Like, I know how you're feeling a little bit. You want a season that you can just coast through and be happy and not have to deal with any injuries or
Yeah,
in
that's
your
why-
words injustices with the red cards and everything.
Which did happen at the beginning of the year.
In your words.
Which did
I don't know
happen
how
at
to
the
preface
beginning.
that.
You guys just love to argue with me, first of all. But anyway.
But like,
Just challenging your takes, Blake.
I don't know, man. Anyways, big of Liverpool fans. I guess you've had it easy this year.
Oh my god, you're so annoying.
There's teams that have had.
But, like-
There's teams fans that have had it easier this year.
And the Prem?
Maybe not in the Prem.
Well, I would say like a
Forest, sure.
a Forest fan, a Bournemouth
guys,
fan.
they're gonna fucking walk to a Premier League title. Their second ever, which is something that has eluded them throughout the whole of the Steven Gerrard era. Their best and most illustrious player. They're gonna win that without a fucking like scratch on their back. Really, sure they're gonna lose Trent. Sure they're gonna lose Salah. They're gonna do the thing that they wanted to do, that they should have done for the past 6 years before that. But City was so good.
Yeah, but like,
but like, I just want to argue with Blake. So
Yeah, but outside of Prem, there's teams that have had it easier.
sure, like PSG.
Yeah. I'm not ashamed of Fridge to say it. Barcelona.
But you guys have played amazing. You guys have done.
but so have Liverpool.
Yeah, but I don't hate PSG.
Okay, so you're basing your take off of how
That's
much
how-
you like the team.
Okay, I'm not even talking about the footballing at this point. I'm just talking about the team and the fans. And you guys are just trying to make me like catch me in a lie. I'm telling you I don't like Liverpool. Why?
I
Why
think
can't you just accept me for
I
who
think
I
you're-
am, guys?
I think you're
I didn't want to
scraping-
yell today.
I
And
think-
all I do is yell on this podcast.
I think you're scraping, reaching,
Oh
and
my
desperately trying to find a way to take away from Liverpool's season.
How?
And I see what you're doing here, because this is the shit I would be doing if Arsenal was having a good season. I would be coming up with some like, I'd be coming up with some take to somehow shit on you guys and your amazing season. When like, look, credit where credit's due, man. I know you're not taking away from the team itself, although you were a first.
If Arsenal was healthy this year, we probably don't win the league.
Wow.
There you go.
Because I think it'd be closer. Like, I think we'd be like 3 points behind right now.
It
Genuinely.
would be a title race, yes.
It'd be a race. But I think
Yeah.
we'd probably still lose out in the end because we're missing a striker.
I like that.
Okay.
Yeah, because I hate on my team.
There you go.
No, he's maturing.
No, exactly. You guys are so annoying. Who even knows if I believe that? I just said that to shut you guys up. You never know.
I just find you're having a big trouble giving Liverpool credit here.
I am because again, they deserve credit for doing the job when they had to. It was theirs to take because the rest of the teams fell off.
Yeah, and it wasn't
And that's
just
something
their,
that Arsenal have not done in the past.
and it wasn't just that they did their job; they farly exceeded
which
their
I said
expectations.
that. Which I also said that. I literally said that at the beginning of this whole argument. I
Oh,
said
I know. You just referred to them doing their jobs as in it was expected of them to win the league this season. I know.
That's why it's easy. That's why being a fan would be so great. I don't wish I was a Liverpool fan, but I wish I was in that situation.
Of course,
I've also never seen my team win anything major.
you'll have a season where this happens to you.
I don't know, man. Maybe.
I'll probably have one too. You're having it right now. I mean, it's every fucking second year for this kid.
Can you no, it's not because our season is defined by Champions League.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Well, me, if we win a league, that I would be over them.
A Real Madrid fan would say the same thing, even though they're so used to winning titles. They would say, "Well, it's only defined by how we do in the Champions." Like, yeah, because you win so much, you're numb to winning. That's the only reason you say that.
Like a Premier League title would might make my life complete, or a League Cup, but that's happening this year too.
That could. It could happen.
It's not.
It could happen. Jay's World Series is on the way. All right. There was the Wolves West Ham game yesterday.
Didn't watch a lick.
Strand Larson with the winner, 20 minutes
Congrats to
in,
him.
and we move on.
Do you want to talk about Trent a little bit since we're on the topic of
Go ahead.
Liverpool?
What's your take on that?
What is your take on that?
See, this is hard for me because I'm unbiased but biased at the same time. If it was Saka, I would kill him.
I think that's the best way to compare.
That is the best way to compare.
That is the best way to compare, right? But from an outsider who has no, let's say I have no like relations to any players, it's
Yeah.
like this guy's given everything to your club, has
Yeah.
won everything he could won at your club. Why wouldn't you just let him go fulfill his dream after everything he's done for you?
Yeah.
So there's two sides to it. There's like the player sides and like how you want to treat, your best players. And,
Yeah.
But then there's also like the fan side of it. It's like he could have been the next Steven Gerrard. Probably not to that extent.
Legacy-wise.
But legacy-wise, yeah, he won everything. He's
They could
gonna
build
win
him a
another
statue.
thing.
They might still build him a statue.
Exactly.
I don't know.
But it does suck because from a fan standpoint, rather, if Saka left, oh my God, I would genuinely hate him. No, I don't know if I would. I would hate the decision, but it's weird. What about you two?
I understand the hate on Trent specifically because they've lost to Madrid specifically so much in the past couple of years. In 2018, in 2022, there's that iconic video of Trent looking so sad, and the camera focuses on the background where the Real Madrid players are celebrating.
Oh,
That's him, dude. That's the team that he has lost to himself. It was his man that he lost track of that led to the Vinicius goal, why they lost in 2022. So, like, in that aspect, that's like if Saka went to City in a couple of years. That's the type of comparison. Because it's like, same league, so it's even worse, I understand, but it's the team that's
I
had
get
your
you.
number for years. And he's going to that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not just in the Champions League finals, too. They also lost to Madrid, I believe, in the quarterfinals or semifinals one year
Well, they beat
during
them this
COVID.
They beat them this year
When?
in the league phase.
League phase, schmage phase, whatever.
Great podcasting there. I love that from you.
What was the score? I don't even fucking remember
It
that
was
game.
2-0? 1-0?
Oh, the McAllister goal?
No, they
I
went-
remember. The
It was-
Mbappe missed penalty?
Oh, you're saying
Yes.
Liverpool?
Yes, I
beat
remember
them.
that now.
Yeah,
I remember
Liverpool
that now.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, completely had forgotten about that. But that speaks to the relevance of that game. They both went through pretty easily, and
Yeah.
who cares? That's what I'm saying. Like, I understand. It's every kid's dream to eventually play for like one of the big teams in football, mainly Barcelona, Real Madrid. I completely understand that.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to shit on the kid for doing that, especially since he has won everything at Liverpool.
Yeah.
If they were re-signing Salah and looked like a good chance that they could run this back and win the Prem,
Yeah.
if they weren't winning the Prem this year, had never won the Prem, but they could win the Prem next year, and Trent just gives up,
That's something.
infinitely worse.
Yeah.
But again, on the other hand, it's like, damn.
I know it's a good debate.
He has the potential to become the best right back of all time by going to Real Madrid.
That's a good point too.
Low-key hot take, I think he's genuinely like one of the most underappreciated players of our generation. I think the narrative around his defending, while true to a certain extent, has been way overblown and way overemphasized to bring his level down to compare to other players. Now I was pushing this narrative a couple years back, I remember, but the fact that we even tried comparing him to Aaron Wan-Bissaka for a couple years there, crazy. Reece James comparison. Reece James is a fantastic player. Don't get me wrong.
Cheese frames.
But those two are different levels. Who else was there?
Any Hector Bellerin shit?
Kyle
Kyle-
Walker.
yeah, Kyle Walker
Kyle
is the other
Walker
one.
as well. Like, he's clear of all these guys that we're talking about, but we forced those debates
Yeah.
because we hyped up way too much the defensive inefficiencies of Trent when they're
But that's what a right back
but
should
because
do,
his
though.
I know, but I think he did have it to like a certain point for right back, but that wasn't his selling point.
Yeah.
We know it wasn't his selling
Yeah.
point, right? He's an attacking fullback. We've had spectacular attacking fullbacks in our time. Look at Marcelo. Look at Cafu. Look at Roberto Carlos. Look at all these guys that we hype up as like amazing in their positions. We don't refer to their defensive
Why are they all
abilities as
Brazilian?
part of that.
Danny Alves.
Joga bonito.
Yeah. But just because they have that, they have that flair, they have that reputation for players that like that don't get criticized for their defensive inefficiencies playing at a fullback position. They're amazing attacking wingbacks, and Trent is literally the exact same thing. And maybe he has one less star skill moves, but he has a better cross than all of them. But because he's English and like
That's funny.
doesn't have that Brazilian flair, and because English players are supposed to be defensively solid, that narrative has been pushed on way too much on him.
Yeah,
So yeah. Anyways, that's my Trent take.
that's fair.
So in that way, I don't blame him for wanting to get out of England and
Absolutely
go
not.
to a team that's going to appreciate
Yeah.
him and his talents.
There's also a side note. This is a big sidebar, but like England also it's just Europe in general. Like they're actually the culture of racism in Europe is actually crazy. Like this is WWE went to Europe recently, and like all of the the white stars, superstars, WWE wrestlers will come out. Then Bianca Belair, who in North America, she's like light skinned, but she's black, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic wrestler, like one of the best women's wrestlers out there right now. Great, like really highly loved in North America. She goes to Europe throughout the whole Europe tour. Like she's like getting booed, zero cheers, like. And again, some people just don't like her. Sure,
She doesn't
that's the
play
point.
heel, or
She's
that's
not,
not
a heel.
her.
She's not a heel at all.
Huh.
So it's like, I kind of, and again, this doesn't really have any relevance other than the fact that like Europe is just kind of racist. But maybe he does want a new scene, right? And
Man, like you're going from Liverpool to Madrid.
yeah,
You're going
True.
from England, it's always rainy,
yeah,
to Madrid.
yeah,
It's always sunny.
Yeah.
Like you have to consider every single factor that
Agreed.
goes into it.
agreed.
He's going into this Madrid team that will win at least 5 Champions Leagues within the next 10 years. Look at the quality of the players on that team.
Is he still
It's
single?
the best career move he can make, and I think Liverpool fans need to look at that and be happy with what he has provided for their club. 1 Champions League, 1 Premier League, 2 Premier Leagues after this season.
Yep.
He's been a good servant.
Yeah.
He's a boyhood hero, right?
Yeah.
But for his career's sake, I think it's better if he doesn't stick to Liverpool and he doesn't become a one club man like Steven Gerrard,
Right.
like Totti, like all the legends, one club
Yeah.
man legends.
Yeah.
He genuinely has the potential to be the best right back of all time. Of all time.
Yeah,
We have never seen a right back with his quality. With
and
his-
consistency.
and consistency
Mhm.
too, because it's
Yeah.
been consistent over the last
Yeah.
5-6 years now.
Yeah, that's fair. That's
Yeah.
fine. I understand where the fans are coming from, but it's hard to, from a player standpoint, knock him for doing this.
Yeah.
So,
So I see it from both sides.
Yeah.
That's kind of a weird trait of mine, but yeah, it's gonna be weird seeing him in a shirt that's not Liverpool.
well,
I guess because he has been there since he was a
mind it.
kid.
I see it.
You know?
I see it. The 66.
it's like the
Him and Bellingham.
Have you seen the like the career mode memes where it's like the CPU always signs Trent?
I know.
The Real Madrid CPU
Yeah.
always signs Trent.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
There's that video a couple years ago where it was Trent and Bellingham sitting down, and there's that Liverpool fan that came up to Bellingham going like, "Yo, come to Liverpool, come to Liverpool, come to Liverpool." How ironic!
Yeah.
How ironic! Oh my god, that's age like milk. It's so funny.
You ever sign someone on career mode, like for like United or PSG or something? They do it like the next
Did they
season.
do it after?
I've done that. For
Really?
Burnt Leno.
Wow.
It's a big one.
I've never known.
I remember I was so salty that one summer we didn't sign Jadon Sancho that I solely started a Man United career mode just to play with
How was
him.
that ended up then?
That's funny.
I know. Oh,
I almost fired back up the Arsenal career mode,
Really?
wow.
but then I was like,
Have you played your Champions League final yet?
yeah, we won. I lost FA Cup final though.
To who?
So
Hey, European
I can't
champions.
remember.
Yeah.
And we won the league. So
Wow.
I called it today. The double.
There you
that's
go.
all we-
Retire on top.
Yeah.
Went to Madrid.
I did.
Okay, speaking of Madrid, let's talk about their Copa del Rey semifinal real quick because it was a scorcher. They went in against Real Sociedad, winning the first leg 1-0, and then they went up 1-0 in this game as well. It was looking like normal. Actually, no. Am I tweaking? They're 1-0 down. Excuse me. They went 1-0 down after like 15 minutes, and then Endrick tied it up with a beautiful chip.
I did see that actually.
Yeah, he's only played like 1,900 minutes this entire season, but he's looked fantastic.
That's like a good amount of minutes, low key. That's like
Or maybe 900. Maybe I'm
900's less.
1900 is a lot.
900 is like 20.
yeah, hold on. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, 900 it must be
Okay.
because it's only like sub appearances and.
That's like 10 games.
Yeah,
game, yeah.
It's mostly used for the Copa del Rey.
But he
That
scored a
makes
beautiful goal here. He's still super young. Still, I think he's Lamine Yamal's age. Anyways,
He's 18, yeah.
crazy back and forth game. Madrid with 10 minutes to go were poised to go out to Real Sociedad. They were at home, by the way. And then Bellingham scores, and then Tchouameni scores, and then they're about to go through, and then Oyarzabal ties it up again, sending it to extra time. Rudiger gets a header and wins it for Real Madrid in the most Real Madrid fashion you could imagine. And yeah,
Which is what? Just a late winner?
them
playing bad
Mm.
and
still coming
getting a
through.
result.
You know,
I think it's different now for Real Madrid though, and this is why I like your chances of beating them this coming week and in the next 2 weeks in the Champions League. I really like your chances of going through against Real Madrid because I watched this Real Madrid team. It's now 2 120-minute games in 3 weeks. They're getting tired. Cramps are coming in.
that's
There's a lot of injuries in that squad. So many players lack the quality, especially in defense. David Alaba yesterday scored 2 own goals. Lucas Vasquez is not a right back.
Mm-hmm.
Camavinga was playing left back. He can do it there, but there's a serious defensive problem. And when I look at this Real Madrid team, although I had them as the winners of the Champions League a couple weeks ago because it's Real Madrid and they always do their thing and they always end up winning, I just think they've used the last of their resources.
Mm.
It's like when you have a wet towel and you go to dry it up. It's the last few drops now. It's the last few drops now. I look at this team and they might have a blank season. They might not win a single trophy. If they get Barcelona in the final of the Copa del Rey, respectfully, they're getting piped, as the trends show this season, have shown this season. La Liga looks like it's gone because Barcelona are only going up and they're kind of regressing. And in the Champions League final, if they get past Arsenal, they're going to have to get past probably PSG, who are having an all-time season, and then most likely Barcelona again. I find it hard to believe that Real Madrid is going to come out of this season with a major trophy.
And that's exactly why they'll win the treble.
Probably. You know, they actually never won a treble.
I know, that's crazy.
Really?
Yeah, never.
Wow.
Real fucking Madrid, you know. Less trebles than Man City.
Alaba got a 4.2 rating that game.
That's crazy.
Two own goals.
I didn't even know he was like.
One of them didn't count as an own goal.
It was like a shot on
I
target.
thought
That
he
was a
was like
deflection.
hurt for a while.
Yeah, he was hurt for a while, but
He's back now.
How old is he now?
I don't know. Let's see. He's 32 now.
32. Wow, he's aged quick.
Bro, him on Bayern.
Well, I mean,
man.
what? He was in a Champions League final in,
Bro.
2013?
I miss when Bayern was like a stud of a team. Like when they were like really scary.
Like, low-key, I look at this Champions League bracket. Football's back.
Yeah, it might be back.
Like, you have
Facts.
Barca, Dortman,
Mm-hmm.
Inter,
sure.
Bayern on one side.
100%.
And then you have Real Madrid,
Yeah.
Aston Villa, and PSG on the other side.
You're such a cunt, bro. You're such an asshole. And the mighty Arsenal. And the mighty. I'm wearing my only.
Oh, go on.
Wow.
Go on.
Coming out.
I don't think you guys seen this one because it's new.
Oh, wow.
Vintage.
I was never a fan of that kit.
Who's on the
but-
back? Odegaard. I didn't even know you had that one.
Yeah, it's 100% authentic.
Really?
Definitely not from Ribfest.
From Ribfest?
Yeah, like you know those stands that they have.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
It looks good though.
When
right?
I went to Spain, there's so many.
It looks good.
There's so many of those.
Oh, I just noticed the
Yeah.
no Adidas logo.
Yeah.
Oh, that always ruins it for me.
It
Not
doesn't-
not to take away from the kit. It is a nice
No,
kit.
it doesn't because like I've done my due diligence buying real kits, especially from Arsenal.
Oh,
like,
for sure.
So I can.
The one person that's bought an Aaron Ramsdale kit on planet Earth.
Yeah, that took like two. It took like 2 months to get here too. They were like, "We're so sorry, orders delayed." Because why the fuck are you ordering an Aaron Ramsdale jersey? and then he proceeded to not play a single game that season. But,
Anyways, all else to say, other games in football included PSG almost losing
yeah.
to Dunkirk, who I have.
A
Which
League
na-
2 team that will get promoted to Liga next
I've
season.
not heard about Dunkirk since
See, he had to put that in there. They're gonna
Since
get
Dunkirk.
promoted though.
They will.
Dunkirk.
I was unfamiliar with the game, obviously. But there's a lot of players in that team that I have discovered and that will probably ball out in Ligue 1. I look at
We'll be winning the Ballon d'Or
no,
in 5 years.
specifically this one guy,
Is that Ten
Yes.
Hag at striker?
Gessim Yassin. What?
Just him. Wait.
Tell me that's not Aaron Ten Hag.
Who?
Eric Ten Hag.
Eric Ten Hag at striker.
Aaron Ten Hag.
Oh my god, it actually looks like him. His name is Gessim Yassin. He's an 19-year-old left winger,
Wow.
and he just balled out. He
Is he-
balled out. He had a reference game for his career.
Is he a boy of the little variety?
Sure, he can be.
Okay.
We'll put him in.
19,
We'll put him on the
damn.
back burners just in case he flops. But no, the Dunkirk were playing really well at the beginning, and their 2 goals were
2
We're
GA in
justified.
23 games.
what? What is it? 2 days and 23
2
games.
goals and
For
assists in
Dunkirk?
23 games. I don't know.
For
man.
wait, what's this guy's name?
Gessim, Gessim, Gessim,
Yassin.
Yassin, the left winger.
What a name.
Yeah.
What a name.
Yeah, what a name.
Wow.
Jesus, those are like some
It's a real French name. right?
Rodrigo stats right there. Sorry.
Fuck's sake. You guys like started your starters too. I was
I
surprised.
know it
at
was
that.
a full fielded team.
Oh my god!
I was
No
like,
wonder
what
you're
the
trying to
fuck?
save face so bad.
I saw you went down 2-0. I was like, it's probably the kids, whatever.
That's why.
No.
You remember when Saka scored? I was like, the one time I switched.
Oh,
Yeah, I was stressing on. I was
Yeah,
stressing on
you were
finishing.
nervous.
I was stressing.
Literally your full strength team plus Beraldo and Safano.
He's so bad, bro.
That's
Bro, so
crazy.
bad.
Holy
bad?
shit.
Bro, there's one action. I think it's at the beginning of the second half or at the end of the first half where he has the ball right in front of his goal.
Mm.
It's off a corner or something or off a dangerous attack from Dunkirk, and he literally passes the ball to the striker. Like he passes the ball to the striker, and then the guy he scuffs his lines obviously. 'Cause
Yeah.
he's a League 2 striker. But he's bad, bro. He's
That's
he's
too
frustrating.
bad.
He's
That's
not bad. He's 21. He has a lot of potential, but he's frustrating to watch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair.
Any other comments on the game?
Désiré Doué. You sent me a DM. You
I
sent me a
did. What
post.
was it
Oh
again?
my god, it made me so happy. He sent me a private DM of a post of Désiré Doué and how it was praising him about balling out or whatever.
Yeah, so like I don't hate, bro. Sometimes you gotta.
No, I like that.
You know,
Good. Dembele is obviously again, even if it's a League 2 team, and it's still a semi-final of a Coupe de France. It's a semi-final of a game that matters in terms of PSG's
Yeah,
season.
fair.
And he scores 2 and assists 1. His first goal is insane. It's top bins near post shot. He might actually win the Ballon d'Or, lads.
Wow.
Okay.
No,
No, like it's like the same thing with Rafinha where it's like
I think
wow,
it's different from Rafinha.
Damn.
Because Rafinha is really a random player to win the Ballon d'Or. Dembele, although no one was expecting him
the
to
exact
to-
same level.
No, it's not. It's not. It's really
No,
not.
I do see a little difference. I don't know. He didn't play for Leeds.
Dembele played for Saint Etienne, right?
No, played for Rennes.
Same.
Played for Rennes as he was coming through. That's like
Yes,
saying
that's
like
yeah.
I can't picture Messi win the Ballon d'Or. He played for Newell Old Boys.
No, but I mean, what? Okay, Dembele is 27. How old is Rafinha? If he's like 28, that's like
No,
Rafinha's
he's
28.
28.
Yeah.
He's
So-
28. Damn.
No, but I'm saying player quality. Dembele has that quality already.
If you were to say
Coming
a
into
year
the season,
ago,
his 2024 season was very underrated. I thought he had a very good 2024
That's not
season.
true.
but in both those cases, if you were to tell me that Rafinha and Dembele would be challenging for the Ballon d'Or this season, I would have said you're on crack.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yes, absolutely. Fair enough.
That's fair.
But now looking at it, Dembele is better than Saka.
I'm not even entertaining that fucking debate. We
Well,
only
it's
have a
just-
couple
No, but
minutes
he
left
is because in 2
before-
months, in 6 months, one of them is gonna have a Ballon d'Or and one of them isn't gonna have. A
Guys,
Ballon
we only have 10 minutes, and I want to fit an FPL
You should
roundup
clip
in.
that. You should clip that.
Hold on.
You should make it a clip.
d'Or. Sure. I
Hold
mean,
on.
it's not
If-
much.
if-
It's gonna be a 10-second clip, lad.
If you if you want to back,
We'll
yourself,
expand
you
on
should
this
do
next
it.
week. We'll expand on
We'll
this
expand
next
on it
week.
next week.
We'll expand on this next week.
Just
I won't be here.
Yeah.
but-
Oh, true.
Can't wait for Arsenal. I can't wait for.
Oh, the shit we'll be talking.
Arsenal's gonna lose in the first leg.
Oh,
and you're
I
the-
would
don't
have
think
come
so.
on
Like,
here.
I seriously,
like-
I think you guys are gonna win.
I hope so.
I seriously think so.
I'm gonna be insulting Saka personally.
Wow.
Dead hairstyle.
He really doesn't. His lineup's nice.
It
I
is.
know it. I know it is. I'm just gonna find a way to piss
I
you
love
off.
him, bro.
Anyways, I was gonna say my segue was gonna be at least you guys didn't pull a Bayer Leverkusen.
Yes.
Can I get out? You were right that they're washed. I told you they're washed.
Also, Arminia Bielefeld was in the Bundesliga like 2 years ago. How are they?
Yeah.
How are they in tier 3 already?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, German football has been their finances are very weird
They're on a
with
Luton
the
Town type
ownership
of run.
structure. It was the same thing with I believe it was Schalke. Yeah, Schalke. Schalke
They went
has-
down to 3rd.
Yeah, they were on the third.
Yeah, I
think
think
so.
so.
Really?
Or like really,
fact check.
really threatened
No,
near the
they're in
bottom
the
of the
second.
second.
They're in the
They're
second.
currently
It was- yeah.
second, I know, but
That's devastating.
same thing with Wolfsburg for a little bit there. Like
But
these
especially-
teams sometimes, like especially during COVID, like
Ah,
some of these teams that were struggling financially, fucking tanked.
you know who I want back in the Bundesliga?
Schalke.
Hangover 96.
Hanover.
Hanover.
Man. Ugh.
Hangover.
Or Hangover
Yeah.
69, if you know, you know.
You know, I ran a Victoria Cologne career mode back in the day.
Really?
That went hard.
A what?
Cologne.
A what?
Victoria Cologne, 1904.
KOLN?
They're in the third tier.
No, I was gonna say so. Not FC Köln, right? You're talking about a different one.
Different one, yeah.
Oh, it's
Different one. Also, yeah, Ingolstadt as well was in the Bundesliga not too long ago. Like there are teams in here as well. 1860 Munich, that's a classic career mode team.
Yeah, that is. You're wait 18. Wait, what is it? There's a So wait, have you guys ever thought about this? What happens if like Borussia Dortmund 2 get into the
I think they have rules. It's the same thing with
Like
La
Barcelona
Liga.
too.
Like those teams actually cannot be promoted.
but like
Like the highest they can go is the
I
third
guess
or
like they
second
never
tier.
will because they'll never have the players. Like they just never will. But
True.
because
But I think there was
if
like
they
an
do have the players,
actual
they'll go to-
ruling that they're
Yeah,
not allowed
yeah.
to, just in case.
What
you
is
know?
this other Victoria? You mean Victoria Paulsen? Oh no, Victoria. Oh,
Victoria Cologne, yeah, with the big
Oh.
V.
Mm.
Yep. Yep. I signed. Who did I sign in that career mode? Anyways,
Why you? How do you pick that team? First of all,
I don't remember. I just
What do you
picked a
know about
random team.
KFC you were dinging?
Okay.
No, bro.
bro, what?
All
Did they
right.
get relegated again? Fuck, they did. They're in the fourth.
This is the
tier.
shit we talk about. These are the tangents we go on about, and then we're like, how do we pod for 120 minutes,
I know,
guys?
I know. We should wrap up in the next
What
5
you know
minutes.
about? What you know about FC Po?
Who the
League,
fuck?
League 2 team. That's where my grandparents are from, and I used to rip Football Manager with them.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Bro.
All right, real quick. Shout out to Barcelona. They beat Girona 4-1. Shout out Real Betis. Isco said they want to break the bank for Anthony in the
And they
summer.
should.
They should. They should, genuinely. And I want to wrap up this podcast with a little FPL roundup.
He's only saying they should because it would benefit his team
Yeah.
that don't like spending money.
Yeah.
What
to
the
get
fuck?
more money.
What are you talking about, bro? Like, for Anthony's sake, he should go. He should stay at Real Betis.
Yeah, for Anthony's sake, La Liga is a better league for him.
Facts.
3 points.
So FPL roundup is a little bit scuffed this week because we've literally only had
This
three
is fun
games.
because I actually don't know anything. Now
Um,
I'm more interested because I genuinely have no idea
He's
what.
excited for the match.
So you did not play your wild card. Is that correct?
I haven't opened the app in a month.
Okay. I'm just asking. So Julian had, if you do not remember, previously on the FPL roundup, Roll the Dice had a shocker in game week 29. Forgot to play his free hit chip and got a whopping 16 points. So his season is done. He is only now playing to not have Miles beat him. So he activated his wild card in game week 30 and has rolled out a completely new team. It features Marmouche, Mateta, and Isaac up front. He brought in Phil Foden. Still rocking Salah. Of
fraud,
course.
eh? Fraud.
Foden?
Foden.
Foden
It was-
in 2025?
It was
Foden in
Foden. It was
2025.
Foden or Saka.
Foden or Saka?
I brought in Foden to be one a
How
differential.
about Foden
Two.
and Saka?
I
No,
don't have the budge.
Savinho.
I don't have the budge for that. I don't have the budge for that.
Valid, actually.
I brought in Marmouche and Foden because with Holland injured now, which we didn't really talk about the FA Cup game.
Oh, yeah, he's out for a couple weeks.
Sorry, Dad. Sorry, forgot about that.
I'm not sorry. Fuck City, bro.
Holland's
Like,
out for a couple of weeks. It doesn't look
they're
great for him. So Foden's gonna have more minutes. So I think he's gonna do
For
well.
someone who said they retired from and the season's over, you're really talking a lot about your team. Like, what?
What are you talking about?
You just said the season's over and you said the FPL season's over and you really.
No, he wants to. He wants to.
I just said I'm only playing
for
now.
Miles?
So
to
are you,
not
are
have
you
Miles.
crowning me champion?
Yeah, I'll give you champion. Did we not do that?
It feels so good.
Did we not do
Can
that
I say-
Can we
last
put
week?
money on this next
It
year?
feels
Like
so-
$100
Sure.
each?
I'm
Oh my
down.
god, yes.
Actually, wait, no.
700.
you put-
700.
If you put $100 down next year, I am analyzing every single statistic.
I'm
you have no
buying
idea.
the AI like FPL.
Okay, see,
fucking
this is why I
subscriptions.
stopped playing. There's too many sweats. bro.
I'm letting AI fucking run my team, dude. I swear to God.
So how many points did you get this week?
he's on
3
3
so
right now.
far.
Oh, okay.
Well, there's been 3 games.
How many points did I get?
I had Areola, blank.
I
and
think
had
I think
Gabriel
one area
play as
assist.
well.
No.
You have,
Yes.
You have 12 points.
Big 12.
12
Wow.
from the kid.
Well, he might catch me, Anyways, yeah, I think Miles activated his wild card as
Did
well.
he?
Did you?
I did. He didn't.
You did? Who'd you bring in?
We might have the same exact team.
What?
I have Mateta, Isak, Marmouche up front.
Oh my God. This is what I mean, bro.
Who's your back line?
My back line is Gabriel, Gvardiol, Munoz.
Mine's the exact same.
Okay. Do you have Dan Burn in there as well?
I did bring him in as well.
I have
didn't start
Raya
him,
at
though.
goalkeeper.
I did not bring in Raya. I stuck with Martinez and brought in Areola.
Any Ismail Assar shouts?
I did bring him in.
Bro,
Any Jacob Murphy shouts?
There's a Jacob Murphy in there. Yeah.
bro,
And,
what is happening?
Savinho in there as well.
Oh, I actually doubled up on Arsenal defense. I brought him Saliba as well,
Wow.
which is a good play now that Gabriel is injured.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Well played.
God,
Gabriel's gone now.
you guys
Yeah.
disgust me.
Yeah. And that'll do it for another episode of the 6-Yard Box podcast, ladies and gentlemen. I did not miss FPL, but I missed the FPL roundups. I have to say
That was one of the better ones. It was
that
fun.
was one of the better ones. The lore does go crazy. I'm excited for next season to
The
finally
lore goes
be Antoine.
crazy.
The lore goes
this
deep.
week.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, club football is back. We could not be happier, although we are missing a couple of games this week. We hope you still enjoy listening to a roundup of yesterday's games and the ones before. Again, this has been the 6-Yard Box podcast with myself, Blake, Antoine. Again, if you're watching on YouTube, be sure to like, subscribe, do all those YouTube things, especially hit that big red button if you're listening on any podcast platform. Give us a 5-star rating and let us know how much you like Blake's kit. Which is actually that's such a dumb thing because they're listening on audio.
Our
and
Real
they-
Madrid cooked this season.
There you go. That's
There
much
you
better.
go.
Much
And-
better.
And with that, we are
Ladies and gentlemen, goodbye.
See ya.